Alright, what's up everybody? Continuing on here, late August 1861, a lot to unpack here. So let's start with the money. So we started off with 1,342 cash, right? So we had 850 from events. That was the 50 bucks from the, I think, war supply conversion, then the 800 from the bonds. As you can see, the Confederacy also issued bonds, so he's going to have a bunch of money. He also raised taxes, which means his inflation's going to go up. I think. Let me go look at that real quick before I... So he raised taxes... Okay, that's right. So it's going to cost him some morale, but it lowers his percentage. Which, for the Confederacy, you don't have to really worry about morale too much early game. But then notice we also got 140 from the regional cards. That was the cards that I played up in the north there, which didn't feel like have too much impact on things. And then 36 from our merchant ships. That should go up pretty considerably here throughout the rest of this year, because I'm sending a bunch of transports down there right now to show you here. So I've got, let's see, I think another 5, maybe 6, 7 transports headed down there to add to the shipping. So this, I'm going to watch this number, this 36, and see how much it goes up. Not next turn, because these guys will arrive that turn, but the turn after that, and see how much that goes up. Let's go through the comments here just really quick. See if there's anything of note to speak to. Doing habeas in telegraph lines. So habeas here, right, to try and get this loyalty up in these areas. Not too much going on as far as activity, it looks like. Okay, yep, so not too much going on. Got a couple new generals here. We got Burnside. So, he's okay on the defensive. So he's a level 2 defense. And then he also knows seniority is 10. You can get him up to a 2-star fairly quickly if you get him in combat. Initially, I'm going to stick him in Philadelphia, though, or New York, rather, for this right here, the recruiting officer. So I think you get like 5 or 10 conscripts a turn with these guys in town. I think it's that if you have a level 5 city and you almost max loyalty. So I'm going to stick him in New York. So now I have 3 recruiting officers. We're doing conscripts a turn. Although I'm not going to use him exclusively for that. I'm going to pull him out from time to time, try and get him combat experience so I can get him into a Corps Command. I'll have to look and see how his ratings change with Corps Command. There is a manual out there that kind of goes through what happens to the stats of your commanders as you promote them, so I need to make sure I'm not going to lose this conscript recruiting, because honestly for me this is more valuable than his stats. So I'm going to send him up to New York. Just to highlight here, we've got him there, we've got Banks here in Philadelphia, and then we've got McClernand in Chicago. Okay. We got McClellan starting to train up troops already, so we've already trained these guys up. Now they're all line infantry. So to give you a highlight here, he's already a 306 power force. And we're just going through and getting these guys all line infantry, and then I'll move them to the front. I'm testing out something that I think works, but I'm not sure. My understanding is you can actually merge your single Marines and your single sailors with a single infantry unit. So I'm setting them up here because I've got a... I'm sitting up here because I got this guy right here. And I want to see... Actually, sorry, it's down here. This guy. Merge him with that. If I can, then what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to grab a bunch of these guys. And then the Zouaves, who are the single element stacks. And merge them with my Marines and Sailors. And then put those guys into divisions later on. Building another headquarters. Building a hospital. That's here. We got Hooker this turn. So he's a pretty good division commander, 442. 700 power to his 620. I'd like to jump across here to Leesburg at some point, once I have a large enough stack where I don't have to worry about him attacking me. Not quite sure when I'll be able to do that, though, because once we build divisions in October, I still think he's going to have the upper hand in terms of leadership. But we'll see. I think that's everything to report over there. In West Virginia here, he's pulled out, or he burned the city here. He's pulling out. So what I'm going to do is a couple things. I'm going to move these guys forward. I'm using these guys to attack this stack here because I'm not sure what's here because it looks like he's trying to get in on my rail line. So I'm going to move those guys there. Take care of that. And then I'm just going to try and get military control all along the rail lines here. Okay, jumping over to the west. Now, notice I made Fremont an army commander. The reason being is he does have 2 strategic command. He's a 201, so obviously doesn't provide any bonuses to attack, gives you 1 defense, but he does have that 2 strategic rating, and he can help with your command points. And really the reason I made him an army command is in the event that Kentucky secedes, or Paducah becomes available at least, then I'm going to use him to jump across this river. In preparation for that, I'm moving Lions to Cairo. I'm moving another general over to Cairo. And then I'm just going to try and position myself as best as possible so that if Kentucky comes available sooner rather than later, I'll at least have something over here to try and make a movement on that. I'm going to try and build a stockade right here at the tip of the rail line. I was debating kind of going to the hills here, but my concern with that is it's disconnected from the rail line, so it makes it a little bit harder to get to. And the reason I'm doing a stockade as opposed to just a supply depot is a supply depot costs you a supply wagon, which are pretty pricey. As you can see, for a supply wagon, it's 80 money, 20 conscripts. That's a lot of money, right? Whereas a stockade, which can also pull forward supply, is only 10 conscripts. So, and they can be used to pull supply forward. So that's 1, 2, so it's only 2 in between. Stockade here, so he should be pulling supply forward from St. Louis. So I'm going to concentrate here for the winter, and then use this as a jumping off point towards Springfield, hopefully, at some point in 1862. One thing I forgot to mention here, just north of Kentucky. So now that this area here is accessible to us, I'm going to put a small little force here for defense later on, but really what I'm trying to do is I'm going to build a level 2 supply depot here. So I've got my first flatboat here, and then this one here, moving here, I'm going to build another one. So I'm going to have a level 2 supply depot here as a launching off point into Kentucky. So that'll be so I'll basically have 3-pronged attack over in the west, 1 on Springfield, 1 down south of Cairo, and then 1 north of Kentucky here, down through Kentucky towards Nashville. And then as far as builds are concerned, so I've got a lot of stuff being built here. And not all of this is going to be used against Missouri. Some of this I'm going to pivot over to Cairo. But the reason I built these over here is, let's see where they at. Like these guys here, they've got a cavalry regiment attached, which is nice, because then I don't have to build independent cavalry to fill up those divisions, because divisions you want 1 sharpshooter, 2 cavalry, and then the rest infantry for a division. So I built a couple of those guys here, built 1 sailor and 1 marine, because again I'm going to be there's lots of rivers over here, so I'm going to have my divisions built for that. And then I don't think it's too early to do this, but these guys are expensive. There are 2 infantry and an artillery. So these guys are what? Let's get this. These guys right here. So 64 money, 23 conscripts. Pretty pricey. But what I like about them is that they're 2 infantry elements and then an artillery, a 6-pounder to be specific. So they're really good for defending against raiders. So I'm going to put one here because I have a depot here. I'm going to put one here because I have a depot and a farm, which generate a little bit of cash for you every turn, and recruits. And then I'm going to put one right here where my depot is. Again, if and when I start moving forward with my forces and my front gets longer and he tries to get in my rear with raiders, these are the critical areas that I want to protect, not only for my rail line, but also for my supply depots. And these do really well against, against raiders. He'd have to bring a fairly sizable raiding force to really give these guys a run for their money, especially once they're entrenched, which they'll be pretty considerably entrenched by the time he starts doing that. So I build a couple of these guys. I'll probably build a few more, honestly, because this is the size of force I like to use, at least initially, for protecting my depots. And like I said, it takes a fair amount of CSA resources to knock one of these guys out once they're dug in a position to defend those areas. Alright, now the far west, he's in this fort here. I'm guessing he's going to burn it. I'm just pulling back a little bit, consolidating my forces, and then I'm going to just, probably at some point, just start going after him. We'll see. I may even use Fremont for that, to be honest with you. So we're already over. Yeah, he can do 12 command points. I don't know if he can get over there, though. That's right, because he's an army command, so he's slower. Honestly, depending on whether it's worth bringing Burnside over here for the battle, just to get his seniority up, we'll see. I might move Fremont over here. I'll think about it here for a second, and then before I run the turn. Because he does have a fairly... He's got 120 power force there, and he's got another 186 down here. Pretty hefty, actually. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what he's going to do over here. Honestly, if he starts pushing up this way, then I might just make a move on Springfield just to kind of make him think twice. But we'll see. I do like this occupier, though. Alright. Yeah, loyalty in St. Louis is still pretty low, right? We only have 23. So it's going to take a while to build that up. Oh, and then we also got Halleck, who's also a training officer. So I'm sending him down to Cairo. And I'm stacking up Cairo with a bunch of forces to be trained up. So he's going to spend the winter training up these militia guys. And then getting military control on these rail lines. If you notice, down here, there's a rail line here that's actually connected to Cairo. And it goes to here and stops. And then you have a road here, and then a rail line. So you can actually use this rail line and this road, if you take Scott, Missouri, as a really kind of a logistical transportation area on the other side of the river, right? So there's nothing really to conquer on this side of the river. But what you can certainly use it for is to kind of work your way down the river little by little, while your main force on this side of the river kind of works its way down, which I may do later in the game. I think I'm gonna hold off sending Fremont over here. If he moves this big stack up here, then I might pull my forces even further back. And honestly, this guy I'm gonna keep here because I want him to start digging in. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna start digging in here. And then if he brings that big stack up this way, I'm guessing he's doing it to kind of make a move on... I mean, I really don't have much to lose over here. So we'll see. I might just keep focused over here. Okay, let's run the turn. Oh, just really quick here over in California. Here's what I got over in California. But we're going to have another couple infantry and then our artillery here. Here's what he has. He's got a couple cavalry. Building another flatboat here. Already got a supply depot, I believe. Yep. And we have level 2 here pretty soon. And then I built another supply wagon because what I want to do is build a supply depot. I can't build it on this. Shoot. Well, at least out here, probably, once I move that way. And then as far as events are concerned, I'm doing rail line and rail pool. Not doing anything else here. Still can't build any arsenals, which is frustrating. I want arsenals. And then disposition of forces. What are we doing? A whole bunch of this stuff. So this is cavalry out in the west. Horse artillery to attach this cavalry. A little bit of infantry. So just really a little bit of everything, right? Some sailors, some doctors, headquarters. Yeah. And doing pretty well on the replacement, so I actually didn't invest anything in this one. I'm going to do that next turn. I'm going to put resources into that. Alright. Let's do it. What is Halleck's seniority? 13. Okay, so Banks is next in line for command. He's a 7 seniority. He's 13. And then McClellan is not a 3-star yet. I think Butler is a 3-star. Yeah. Okay, so Butler would be next, actually, in line. He's kind of, again, he's like Banks, right? He's a 201, but he's got this occupation. So, I mean, like, these guys have their value. They really do. Not just with these traits, but you get more command points, right? So, early game especially, when you need those command points, that can help. So, if you ever need them, you just bump a guy up to Army Command, and that'll give you the command points you need. Let's go and run the turn. It's funny, Josh made a comment, actually today. Like, yeah, you've been, there hasn't been much going on. You haven't really been aggressive. So, he knows I'm a very aggressive player. Probably reckless aggressive. Probably think, like, John Bell Hood aggressive. Oh, he brought Shelby over here. Interesting. Oh, he's making a move on Colorado. He's making a move on Colorado. I'll be darned. Okay. Yep, see, burn that fort. Yeah, he's making a move on Colorado. Alright. Alright, I see how it is. I'm gonna have to deal with that. I can't lose those gold mines. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, like I talked about in the first episode, right? 1861 was strictly turtle up, get Harper's Ferry as our primary objective. Maybe look for some other opportunities here and there, but for the most part, be pretty passive, build up our defenses, secure things, and then go from there. So, yep, look, he's sieging that fort. Interesting. Come on. Okay, let's see. Let's go down here. So I got a pretty good force here, so probably wait a turn for this cohesion to get up, and then might attack him. Although I don't have a general here. I'll probably wait till I can do a division and then move on him. Just gonna do some of this stuff here before I forget. Okay, so very interesting. Wow, 323 power force. That probably means he does not have anybody protecting Springfield. All right. Very interesting move there. Smart. I'll give that to him. Smart. It also makes me reconsider going down to Eastern Arizona initially, right? Because I'm not going to be able to take that on. For the far west, that's a very elite looking unit. But but it may mean that Springfield is opened for play, which is perfect timing because I just moved down here. Sorry. Here, before I pause the video, I just want to... Okay. I forgot cavalry's not good enough for that. This force will be here. But what I want to do... See if we can't get eyes on Springfield. Okay, so let's just go through the messages here before I do my moves. I'll go over the moves and then get this turned back over to Josh. Got 30 money from our shipping, so let's keep that in mind. 30, let's see how much it goes up with the 7 new transports that are now in the shipping lane for next turn. I think also with the conscripts, right, by the way, so... $105. You get like 5 or 10 per turn with those conscript guys. I forget how much exactly. I moved this balloon over, by the way, to Fairfax. I'm going to stick it on a barge. And, here, I'll show you. Put it on that. What? You can't put the balloon on there. I think I put the balloon on the boat. Lame. Alright, well, never mind. I was gonna put this balloon on the boat so I could see stuff. But I think I need maybe I need a transport for that. Yeah, which wouldn't be worth it at that point. Okay. Sorry. Alright. Alright, we got Porter. McClellan's headquarters. Porter, what, is he up here? Where's he at? I'm not seeing Porter. Oh, there he is. 314. Wow, 4. Look at that. Heck of defense. That's great. Alright. Send him somewhere. We'll see where. Irish Brigade. Alright, so we got our first elite units. So, Irish Brigade. Boom. That is one powerful looking brigade. 266 elite. And then we've got 331. So 3 attack. General. Meager. And then Union Brigade. Again, it's just really one regiment, not even a brigade, but again, it's elite. So that's awesome. Okay. Invasion of Kansas. Alright, 81. Nice. That's good. Get those free units. Even though he's going backwards. He was not invading us, but I'll take it. Alright, now we can now build ironclads. Heck yeah. I'm going to start working on those. Okay, we can do ironclads. Let's see, can we do more rail pool? Yes, we can. Keep pumping those up for a while. No arsenals. Shoot. Okay, so we'll have to figure out what we're going to do about this over here, because that is actually concerning. Mainly because it's got a lot of troops there, and I can't build more troops short of these guys, but I can't build more troops over in California, I don't think. You're pretty limited on what you can build in the far west. Yeah, just volunteer guys, militia guys. In Colorado, right? So, interesting play. I like it, actually. But, you know, he's not going to be able to sustain this forever, especially having Shelby out here. Although it's smart for him, because that gives Shelby the opportunity to get promoted. If he fights enough battles with him. Okay, let me do my moves, and I'll be back. Okay, so I think I figured out what I'm going to do here. First, let's go over disposition here. Just building a few more troops. I also started an ironclad, which I'll explain in a moment why I started it now versus later. I didn't put anything in the replacements again because I'm doing pretty well. I'm really healthy, right? So I can wait another turn or two before I start throwing stuff in here. I built an ironclad primarily because I know the South gets like 2 or 3 here on the river in probably late 1861. And early on, right, he's got a larger river fleet than I do. And all I really have is these 2, well, 4 technically. And then these 2, and then I have 1 coming in here. So that. And it's really important that I maintain this you know, I don't want to say blockade, but front of ships along the river to maintain control of the river, particularly after Kentucky becomes available. Because then I think this is the Tennessee River, I think. Anyways, this river that goes west to east is important to control. So it's really important to control right here between Paducah and Cairo. So I'm going to build that ironclad because even one ironclad is really effective against non-ironclads, and then at least can hold its own against other ironclads, right? So I did that. I've decided because he took that 300 power force of Shelby, and then I know he had 100 power force up here, and then he had another like 150, 100, maybe it's 180 down here. That might be that guy right there. That might be all that he has over here, because he took a fair number. So I'm going to move cavalry here to get military control and also get eyes on Springfield. But Shelby's not over here, which is his best general at the moment. If it looks like it's available for the taking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift everything to the front here in the rail line, which I'm already doing. I'm already posturing to move on Springfield in October. Late September, I'm going to move everybody here, and then, you know, beginning of October, I can make divisions. So I'll put a couple divisions under Fremont, and then I'll make a move on Springfield, see if I can't accomplish taking Springfield this year. In the meantime, I'm moving Sumner down here, and the reason I'm doing that is I've got this force here, which is me, right? But then I also have 4 more regiments of infantry that are coming down to support him, a little bit of cavalry and some artillery. It's not the beefiest force, but it's going to be large enough to threaten his rear. So if he decides to peel off all these guys and go to reinforce Springfield, then maybe I might be able to make a move on Fayetteville, or Fayette. I think this is technically Fayetteville in real life. Or come in his rear and cut off his supply. Now, I can't do that for very long, right, because I am using on my supply here, I've got 110 points and I'm using 22 per turn, so I got about 5 turns of food with this force, and then I'm going to reinforce it with even more guys, so I'm going to have less than that. I probably got like 4 turns worth of food, which is just right, but I'm going to have to be careful because of the weather, and I also have to get back out of there, so I won't be able to keep him in the field the entire time. I might do actually 2 turns. You know what? Let's send him up here. I'm gonna reinforce him with this because I got stock here. Let's hold off doing that for a second, actually. All right, and then these guys, I don't know what they're doing. That's gonna take too long. This way. All right. So what I'm gonna be doing here is getting him resupplied, then moving him down, and then I'll have him down here early enough, I think, to let him know, hey, I'm here. And then he'll be kind of in a situation where he has to decide whether to expose his rear to potentially me taking his depot, because he's got a depot down here as well as up in Springfield, or kind of holding back. So hopefully it'll work out that way. We'll see. I need the weather to kind of hold up for a little bit longer so I can kind of keep moving the way I am. But that's the plan going forward. Alright, so I'm going to get military control here. I've already got it down here. And then obviously get military control here. Restock, move out down to here. Moving my rangers down here. Really just to get solid eyes on what's going on. Plus to start getting some military control and whatnot. military or moving cavalry forward here just to get eyes and start getting military control. I'm gonna build a fort next turn, and then I'm really consolidating everything I got, everything I can throw into this potential army is what I'm throwing all right here. Once the turn's run and we're back, I'll be able to show you what I'm putting here. So there may be a battle to come here in the next about month. All right. Again, supply depots, gonna have level 2 here pretty soon. And then not a whole lot going on out here. He does have a 205 power force here. I don't know if he's thinking about making a move on this area, but I'm moving this guy back. He'll be there in 5 days. And we'll see. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's doing. He might be coming up here, trying to come up and around. I don't know. Be pretty ballsy, considering we're getting into the winter time. But yeah. All right. I put some cavalry under stone because what I want to do is I want to come up and around, and then if this is exposed, I want to go take this. I don't know if he's got any guys inside or not, but with the farmland, it's always good to take these from the Confederacy when you can. As I showed the elite units I've got them here. And we'll see how much those 6 or 7 new transports add to our money flow with our shipping lanes. Last term we got 30 bucks. Let's see if that goes up. I'm almost wondering if I need to build some ironworks because our war supplies are actually pretty low considering, and I do need to build a lot of artillery this game, so I might build some ironworks next turn. It's 500,000 though. So if I did that, I'd probably print money. I mean, I wish I could do the math in terms of how much money I lose. Losing this basically going to positive 2% inflation as opposed to having a negative 2% in overall money. I get 8,000, but then I get, so it's basically the $300,000 gain for 4% price inflation difference because I'd have to spend 500,000 on ironworks. We're getting about I don't know how much we're getting per turn. Oh, we're getting about 318 per turn. Definitely not gonna do raise morale or raise taxes. I'm just thinking this through. So I do ironworks. I get those built. I get my war supply up. Get up to the 500. I'm then making $50 cash every turn. So I get that $500 expense paid back in about 10 turns. That's a lot of turns though. Alright, well, I'll let you know on the backside if I decide to do it. I'm just going to think on it just a little bit longer. Otherwise, nothing else to go over. Gonna get this turn over to Josh, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, guys.
Alright, early September. Few things happened. Looks like he's got an infantry regiment here, artillery. I'm still moving my guy in there. I'm burning this turn and getting out, but I'm just moving him in there just in case he can make it down here and maybe push me out. He'd probably win with this coming down. I don't know. He'd lose a lot of cohesion coming down to the area, but he's going to come down eventually. I'm just going to go ahead and burn it and get out. I'm moving a militia unit up here so I get my cavalry guy out of here and get up some military control of some of these areas. I'm going to do it in this area. It'll give you a little supply here. Gives you 1 supply, but hey, I need it because I'm out of supply everywhere. Like, this area just can't sustain the force I got here. So, I need to get supply where I can right now. I moved up. He's got 110 power force in here. I'm sure he's dug in, entrenched. I think the highest entrenchment level right now is 4. I'm sure he's there. I'm not going to attack him because if I do, it'd be heavy losses for my guy since they're in a fort. I'm laying a landmine. Hopefully it works. There's a 35% chance of success. But I may be here for a while for a siege. So I did build a wagon. It doesn't even have all the supply in it, so I don't know if this is going to work out. But I'm moving him up here. What I might do is just keep this guy here and rotate these brigades out and pull them back and pull them back up. And I don't really think he can reinforce much. He can bring down some cavalry if he wants, but by that time my cav will be back over here and I can match whatever he's got. So this is just a waiting game. Hopefully he just surrenders. Like, there is that chance. I think he has a supply wagon in there, so it's a lot lower chance, but eventually he's got to come out of there. Eventually the landmine will work, hopefully, and we'll just see. I do need to resolve all this soon, though, because I want to get Shelby back over east. Forts are pretty much almost burnt. There's this one last one here I'm burning. Gonna burn this one, then burn that one. Then that'll be all the action out there, probably for the whole game. I did take this. I don't know how he got his cavalry out. I mean, maybe he just evaded me and went up to this fort. I had thought about taking it, but I just didn't think it was worth the risk. It was too much of a risk for not that much reward, because like I said, he's got a city here. You just put a depot and attack me down and outflank me either way, so it doesn't matter if it's here or there. So that's that. I'm hurting on the supply here too. I have none here, running out of food just a little bit up here, so I gotta do something. I'm gonna try to send some cav over here to get up military control, maybe push some more supply through here as well. And I'm going to try to take this fort after I burn this one. And then I'll probably hold on to it until I see them move down here, just so I can get the one supply that provides. So we'll see what happens here. I may have to just pull some people out, because there's just a lot of people right now. I'm moving them up here just in case. He's got a force here. I don't think it could beat this one. I think I got him beat, but if he was to come down here, what I got in this region, he could probably push out. So he may just bypass this and take a risk and go for here. I don't know. Either way, I'm just moving this guy right in here just in case, and that should be enough to deal with him. Right here, same deal. I'm just leaving this guy here to dig up some entrenchment in case he gets pushed out. Building another, sorry, my computer's being slow. Building another brigade here. If he pushes me out, he just does. Hopefully not. I'm pulling my fleet back. They're starting to lose cohesion and food as well, so I'm just pulling them back to regain that. I am building some more cavalry and another brigade in Nashville, right here with my training headquarters support, so hopefully they get trained up a little while they're building. Got a pretty good force here right now. I'm pretty confident that if he sends anything right now, I'll be able to repulse it. Those 3 artillery, the 3 artillery, where did I decide to ship them? Yeah, I'm taking them down to New Orleans. Just added some more artillery there. I just want to shore up that spot. Oh, by the way, the armories and the arsenals are starting to build, so that's good. There's 2 being built here in a arsenal, and there's 1 armory being built in Mobile. If I remember right, there were supposed to be 4 armories and 2 arsenals, so hopefully those show up soon as well. I'm glad the arsenals are here, because like I said, I'm probably not going to put any effort in defending mobile because you can't defend everywhere. So there's that. Burn the town. I'm pulling out. Winter's coming. I'm gonna put a unit over here just because. Eventually I'll burn the city. I can't burn this one because it's level 2. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of set up shop down here for defense. I am building a few more brigades in here. He pushed me out here. You know, it looks, I mean, looking at the numbers here, like, just facing these two armies, I outnumber them. Or I should say, my power is stronger, my power number. So I'm thinking he's either got something up the East Coast and he's going to do a coastal attack somewhere soon. I don't know. I mean, he's got quite a few guys here, but still, like, he should have more guys than me right now, I think. In Virginia, pretty much all my good forces are right up in here, so all these West Virginia units are volunteers and does have a good artillery piece. Finally got Cooper. That's a guy you get for like 3 turns. He does have the training ability, so I'm putting my militia units in there. I'll be able to train up. You can do 2 per turn, so I'm going to do these 4. It'll take 2 turns. And I think you get 3 turns with this guy. So I'll have some other militia to train up as well. Other than that, I don't think anything else is going on. I noticed he did not, like, I did the war bonds and taxes again. I noticed he just did the war bonds again, so he's not. I did another thing in the whirlpool. So he's not doing taxes. The only downside to doing taxes in this game is you just lose 2 morale. I mean, as a South, you just have to do it because you need the money. I know I still have an overabundance of money right now. Right now, I'm good on war supply for the rest of the game. So I built the ironworks, and I don't imagine I'll be hurting on that for the rest of the game. Right now, I'm hurting on conscripts. But as I said, later in the game, it's all about money. Like, you just don't have enough money. So right now I have it, but it'll be gone soon. So it's a good thing he's not doing the taxes. I mean, I know he keeps his morale, but the way I'm playing defensively, that just seems like a good thing in my opinion. I don't feel like, because the way I was playing, I was kind of putting a lot out deep west and Missouri and Arkansas right now. So if he would have done taxes and got a lot of and like paid the higher premium maybe for volunteers, get a lot of men, then and he decided to like put everything out here, like, I'd probably be hurting right here. I probably wouldn't be able to hold it back. So I think he's going to do a coastal attack. I don't know. He's got quite a few troops out here as well. It seems like he's going to push out down here. I don't know. I mean, he's bringing all these. That's quite a big force right here. He's probably going to build a depot. He's got like 3 supply wagons here, so I guarantee he'll probably build a depot. But I mean, I think last game when I played, I built one maybe here. Yeah, I built one here and just kind of waited till I could attack here. So I guess he's coming for Springfield. I don't know yet. He could just be making a faint move to it because Kentucky hasn't opened. I don't really see anything else. Like I said, I can't see what he's got except for on these border areas. But based on the numbers, like I said, I know he didn't do the taxes, but I think he should have more troops somewhere, and I'm sure they are. But my best guess is they're up the coast somewhere, and he's going to do a coastal assault somewhere. I just don't know where it's at yet. I could be wrong. He could just be waiting for Kentucky to turn one way or the other. He's going to do everything out west. Or he could just be holding a large force up here and just going to react and probe me and see where I have most of my forces maybe, and then bring it to my weakest spot. I don't know. Anyway, I'll run the turn and get it back to you. Send it over to Tim. All right, so late September. Little bit happened. No battles happened. I burnt Tucson here. I'm getting out. I just feel like he's going to overwhelm me soon. He's going to get these guys down here and he'll pull out. And I just don't want to risk leaving the city there. So I'm pulling out. I'm moving this militia unit here. It was supposed to do it last term, but he ended up just going to this region for some reason. I think you gotta be really careful when you move people, like not to move them on another pathway of another unit, or it might try to join up with them. In fact, I know it does that, but like it might be more sensitive than you think. I've had it happen a couple of times. I'll be trying to move a unit to another region, but then if I dragged it over another unit and didn't even realize it'll either follow it into another region or whatever. So you gotta be careful not to do that. It looks like my landmine worked. Either that or it was just breached by artillery. I don't know. Either way, it's good. He's got 102 power force in here. I'm attacking him. I'm running out of food. I'd run out this turn. After this turn, I do have a wagon coming up, but I really don't want to spend the resources to build another wagon and have to rotate him out. So I want to get this force pushed out. Probably take and burn this city, and then I think I'm good in this area. Like I can take half these forces out and just keep some maybe in this region here, and we should be good. So that's that. My last fort up here is being burned. I'm moving him east. I'm gonna burn this one this turn, come down and burn this one, and then we'll be done with that. So the most interesting thing in this turn is he's got quite a sizable force here. I mean, I don't think he can contend with this guy, but I don't. The only place I'm really vulnerable or worried about is down here in Fayetteville. Like, if he was to take that, like, I'd be in a lot of trouble. I really don't want to move these forces down because he could just take a hard turn east and combine with these forces that are coming, and I don't want to end up sending half my force down here to reinforce. So I'm doing somewhat of a gamble here. I was going to take Sterling and take this fort. I wouldn't be able to get to it this turn. I can't really get anywhere this turn except for this region. It'll take 20 days to get here, and I think it's like 20 to get here or something as well. So both places, I mean, it was a decision to go here or here. Either way, I can't get to either in one turn, so at least I'm going in the right direction here. So I'm definitely going here. For right now, I'm going to here. But depending on what he does up here, I may reverse course and then try to go down and take this fort. Like I said, I don't think his guy here could contend with him. However, and I think this guy would be fine as well too, hopefully. But this stack wouldn't. But again, I don't think he can get here in one turn. In fact, it's got to be impossible. This is like 3 regions he got to go through. So 4 regions he has to pass to get into this region. So I think I'm pretty safe here. We'll see what happens next turn. I may have to divert forces back here. I do have a cav unit coming in, a ranger from the west, and I do have some commanders coming in here, so that should help out a little bit. He does have quite a sizable force right here, so I'm wondering if he's gonna build a depot here. I wouldn't build it here, just because, I mean, I know his goal is to get to Springfield, but like when you move out of this region, so if you built one up here where this cav unit is, or even right here, you could get to Springfield within one turn. If you're right here, you're not getting there within one turn, so I can kind of react in case I need to. So I don't know what he's doing yet, but he's got these guys kind of all spread out. He left Jefferson City, which is interesting. I'm kind of tempted to take that, and I'd have a unit out there in the air. So the only real gamble is, like, I'm pretty weak right here. I know he can't get to it next turn though, so we'll see what happens. I'm just going to keep these guys put. They are slowly running out of food, so hopefully that's not going to be a problem soon. When I burn this, hopefully the stocks move to the next region and so on, and when I take this fort as well. He's either gonna have to attack me or pull out soon because winter's coming, and he can attack in winter, but it's just not ideal. Got a headquarters there. This guy, I think these guys could hold out on a big river crossing. Plus, I'm moving up another brigade because I got the other one that was ready this turn, so I'm leaving him back here just in case these guys get pushed out. Other than that, I did get some commanders this turn. Hinman, Mari, Hardy, and I guess another Hinman. Thomas Hinman. Oh, this isn't Hinman. That's just a glitch when you combine forces and move them out. This is Van Dorn. So I'm moving them different places. Also got Bragg. He shows up in Florida down here, and I'm moving him out, and he's got another commander too that I'm moving out, putting somewhere. The only thing I really built this turn was nothing's happening up here, just kind of getting these guys to Nashville to get trained up. Oh, Sidney Johnson became available this turn, which I'll go ahead and form him into an army. So yeah, I'm just leaving all these guys in the stack so they can get trained up. The only brigade I did this turn was one of the biggest one, or the biggest one in the South you can do, was just one of these Virginia brigades, which I put in this stack, and it costs 75 conscripts, which I had like 78. I did put one chit into the artillery thing, so that's where the other one went, but yeah, this is a big brigade. I'm forming up here, pulling these guys back. I don't expect him to come down here in the winter. Although I guess it's just due to marching and attrition. And this is heavy artillery too. Like I've lost some men, I guess, and I thought it was just cohesion, but it looks like it's some of the men as well. So that's unfortunate because, like I said, I'm not really going to put anything into heavy artillery, most likely. So I'm not going to recoup those. Other than that, again, like I'm toe to toe with his forces here, if not more, which makes me wonder where all his at. Which last turn, like I said, I think he's going to do a coastal attack. He brought this ship up here just to spy on what I got. Looks like so. He may see that I don't have much right here and try to make a push on down here. Who knows? We'll see. I'm going to try to get a few troops down to Suffolk, though, just in case. Other than that, that is it for this turn, and I will send it back and see you next turn.